I heard my wife practicing apologies alone before finally admitting what happened during that business conference weekend. I woke up at 2:17 in the morning because I heard my wife talking to herself in the bathroom, and at first I thought she was on the phone. Then I realized she was repeating the same sentence over and over. I never meant for it to happen. Silence. Then again, quieter this time. I never meant for it to happen. I stayed completely still in bed listening to her through the cracked bathroom door. My chest already felt tight before I even understood why. She had just come back that evening from a 3-day conference in Denver. Everything had seemed normal at first. She brought me airport snacks she knew I liked, complained about delayed flights, told me about boring seminars, but she barely touched me all night. And now she was standing in the bathroom rehearsing apologies to herself at 2 in the morning. I heard the sink running, then another sentence. It didn't mean anything. That one almost made me get out of bed immediately. Instead, I kept listening like an idiot, hoping I misunderstood somehow. I heard her crying softly next. Not dramatic crying, the kind someone tries hard to keep quiet. I stared at the ceiling, feeling this awful pressure building behind my ribs. My mind started connecting little things I ignored before. The sudden extra effort she put into packing for this trip. How nervous she seemed before leaving. The way she kept checking her phone afterward, but never replying near me. I suddenly remembered she used to call me every night when traveling. This time she texted instead. Around 2:30, she finally came back into the bedroom. I closed my eyes before she walked in. I felt her stand beside the bed for a few seconds. Then she laid down carefully without touching me. I barely slept after that. The next morning she acted normal in a forced way that somehow felt worse than panic would have. She made coffee, asked if I needed anything from the grocery store, kissed my cheek before work. I kept staring at her, waiting for the version of her I knew to come back. She noticed eventually. "What?" she asked quietly. I almost told her right then. Instead, I said, "You were talking in the bathroom last night." Her entire face changed. Not confusion, recognition. That's when I knew for sure. She sat down slowly at the kitchen table, holding her coffee mug with both hands. For a second, neither of us spoke. Then she asked the question people ask when they already know they're caught. "What did you hear?" I laughed once under my breath because suddenly I felt exhausted. Enough. She started crying almost immediately. And I hate that part because seeing her cry still affected me even then. She told me it happened the second night of the conference after too many drinks with coworkers at the hotel bar. One of the sales managers walked her upstairs because she wasn't feeling well. I remember every detail she said because my brain keeps replaying them against my will. The elevator, the hotel hallway, the room key. How she kept saying she felt disconnected from herself the entire time afterward. Then she said the part that hurt most. "I was going to tell you." Maybe she believes that. I honestly don't know. I asked her if she would have confessed if I hadn't overheard her rehearsing those lines in the bathroom. She couldn't answer. That silence answered enough. I left the apartment around noon and drove nowhere for almost 2 hours. Just highway exits and gas stations and radio static. I kept thinking about how ordinary betrayal looks from the outside. This morning still smelled like coffee. Her shoes were still beside mine near the door. The grocery list was still hanging on the fridge. Nothing physical changed, but everything feels contaminated now. Tonight she's sleeping in the guest room. Before bed she asked if I hated her. I told her I didn't know yet. That was the truth. The part I haven't admitted out loud is that I still miss her already, and she's only one room away from me right now.